Should West Ham purchase any players in this January transfer window? West Ham fans from all over the world are calling for David Moyes to make some new signings in this January transfer window. Well, it's simply not just on Moyes, though. We need to call on Sully, Kretinsky, Steiden, even Noble. It's about seeing the bigger picture. The boss is said to be working hard alongside the likes of David Sullivan, Tim Steiden, and the team to bring in reinforcements this month. It's actually been claimed by club insiders that we are nowhere near signing anybody. However, who actually knows when it comes to West Ham what the truth is or what the truth is not? The one thing we do know, though, is that we now have an opportunity to build, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to build on the success of the season so far, an opportunity to strengthen. I mean, this is by far not a panic window. This shouldn't even be in our vocabulary. The reason for this is because we have Big Timmy. As mentioned yesterday, I can assume Tim has been working on targets for a while. Targets that he has some form of understanding would consider moving to this club. Quite possibly, our injury crisis may have brought any potential deals forward. But you would think we would have a plan B, a plan C, and D in place. And no, don't suggest Jesse Lingard. Recent reports have suggested that the addition of a new striker features heavily on Moyes' wish list. Listen, I firmly believe that Moyes' squad needs to be strengthened. The likes of Said Benrahma, Pablo Fornals, Danny Ings, Aaron Creswell, Ben Johnson have just not been stepping up to the plate. And they're going to have to perform well above their standards if we are going to get anything for our up-and-coming games. Now, Moyes does need to bring in proper squad players who are ready to sufficiently challenge for a place in the starting 11. But here's the thing, though. Is the January window the best time to make changes to the squad? It might just be better for Moyes to be a bit more patient and maybe wait it out until the summer. But let's be honest here. It's very rare that January transfer windows end up working out. The arrivals of Jared Bowen, Jesse Lingard in 2020 and 2021, respectively, are obvious exceptions to that rule. But look what happened last year when Moyes brought in Danny Ings to the London Stadium. Does Ings go down as one of our worst ever signings? And before him, there were the likes of other players like Jordan Hugo, Sam Byram, Nasri, Fonte, just to name a few, who all joined us mid-season and they went on to disappoint at West Ham. Is that harsh on Ings? Or do we take into consideration that he is paid a fortune per week and hardly has turned heads at the club? The fan base is massively split. Some think Moyes will be better served in keeping his money and his nose out of transfer dealings until the summer, rather than panic buy now and then have limited funds at the end of the season. And others think that we should dip into the market and see that we have an opportunity to build upon the success that we have built. There's absolutely no guarantee that someone will come into the club in January and hit the ground running. Kudos will be back from the AFCON in around 4 or 5 weeks' time, roughly at latest. Antonio could be back from injury at a similar time frame. Lucas Paqueta, Jared Bowen hopefully won't be out for as long past that stage. And if they were all out for 2 or 3 months, then maybe yes. But I think Moyes would have to make a couple of signings this month to keep us at least in the race for the top 6, despite the risk of what that could entail. West Ham could have all those players back and available for selection by the time we play Arsenal at the London Stadium on February the 11th. Before that game, though, we face Bristol City in the FA Cup, Sheffield United, Bournemouth, Manchester United in the Premier League, and a potential 4th round FA Cup tie as well. Is it really worth panic buying this month to bring in someone just to play 4 or 5 games? People seen Ings as a panic buy, but Tim Steidten wasn't here then. And with our newfound system in place, I would think and hope that West Ham have learned from our mistakes of the past and tried to push on if we can. Therefore, my assumption, my judgment, where I'm at, we sign a couple of players and we push on. Put your comments in, let me know your thoughts. Come on, you irons.